BIB, the best in boxing. Presentan este encuentro pactado a 6 rounds en la división de peso ligero. Let's get ready for 6 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Sergio Lechuga, Carlos de la Rocha y Jesse Hernández. Y su referee, your referee in charge of the action, Juan José Ramírez. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing black with white and red. He officially weighs in 135 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, con pantaloncillo color negro con blanco y rojo, con un peso de 135 libras. He stands with a perfect professional record of 5 wins, no losses, and 4 of those wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 5 victorias, 0 derrotas y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando la colonia El Dorado de Tijuana, Arturo Cortez. And his opponent across the ring standing in the red corner, wearing black trunks with silver trim. He officially weighs in the same 135 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, con pantaloncillo color negro con plata, con un peso idéntico de 135 libras. He stands with 15 professional bouts, 10 victories, 5 defeats, and 8 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 10 victorias, 5 derrotas y 8 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representing 209, Stockton, California, USA, Giovannie King Gio Gonzalez. And now giving out the final instructions con las indicaciones finales, su referee Juan José Ramírez. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
Ok, vamos a respetar la regla dando una pelea limpia, bonita. No hay que golpear atrás de la nuca, abajo del cinturón. Dese la mano a la esquina que es mejor. Suéltalo, Dios los bendiga. Cuídense mucho.
Intense stare down as we enter this fight.
You're right, an intense stare down. They both proclaim knockouts. Giovannie King Gio Gonzalez, Brandon Cheche Cortez. And what usually happens, Dylan, when 2 guys go ahead and call out knockouts? Well, what do you think is going to happen in this case?
I think one of them is going to sleep, Chris. But with Gio, I remember the last fight he had with Pinto. He had real good ring IQ, moving around, touching, moving.
Yeah, a very good boxing sense does King Gio have.
And right now he seems to be taking a different approach, sitting down on the punches and walking forward. Going for that knockout, just like you said.
Nice overhand right by Cheche.
Yeah, and Cortez making true of his statement, wanting the knockout, an explosive overhand right and left hook.
Good combinations by Cortez.
And good head movement by Gonzalez. I like the calmness that I see in Gonzalez. You know, he's just walking forward, you know, really no expression on his face. Just nice and calm. That's what you want to see in a fighter.
You get the sense that he's studying him. He's studying Cheche in order to counter-punch him any minute now.
And that was a good body shot landed by Gonzalez right there. Not necessarily a counter, but he just kind of led with it.
Gio just did something, I'm not sure if it was intentional, but it was a feint. And we haven't seen a lot of that type of weapons in the ring yet, with the feints and the moving and setting up punches.
Which just goes to show the experience that Gonzalez has in the ring. You know, like I said, I mentioned, he fights nothing but good fighters, undefeated fighters lately, you know. And he's gone 500 in those fights, which is, you know, it's admirable. You know, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see those protected guys that don't want to fight each other, wanting the big money fights, but not necessarily wanting the big money fights. You know what I mean? Like, so props to Gonzalez.
Good control with that jab by Gonzalez. Right now, Cortez his answer to that jab and the pressure that Gio is putting on him is to lunge in with a combination, but those combinations aren't solid, and right now they're not landing. And Gio just maintains cool, calm, walking forward.
Good little exchange to finish the round. We got 10 seconds on the time.
See that feint by Gio again.
As we close the end of the first round here.
You know, I do see Cortez a bit more antsy to go in there and do something, and that has to do with his experience. He only has 5 fights compared to 15 with Gio, and you're seeing it right off the bat.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing a cool, relaxed Gio. Basic study round. The first round, he's studying the pace, feigning him, see what he does, seeing what Cheche does in order to throw some feints, throw the left jab, and then throw some combinations. So we're looking forward to a good second round as King Gio already studied a little bit of his opponent.
As we bring you to the replay, a little back and forth action here of that first round. Maybe Gonzalez getting the better of these exchanges as we begin the second round of the second bout of the evening. Giovannie King Gio Gonzalez, Brandon Cheche Cortez, 5-0 versus 10-5, King Gio Gonzalez.
They clashed heads a little bit. Hopefully no one got caught.
Yeah, a slight headbutt between the two. As of right now, I don't see any blood there. Gerardo?
No, neither do I. So we're good. That's a good relief for us, because no one wants a good fight like this getting stopped by a cut.
Cortez right now is doing a good job at staying at distance, moving around, using the ring. But I want to see him counter those punches that Gonzalez is throwing, not just move away.
And also Gonzalez maybe being a little passive here on the pressure. If you recall his last fight with Pinto was just relentless and coming forward on him.
The Terminator.
And
Good combination.
And yes, Gerardo, good combination.
Oh,
landed.
they're trading now. They're trading right in the middle of the ring. Both of them connected. King Gio says, "Bring it on, bring it on."
Cortez says, "Let's go."
And it seems to have woken up Gonzalez, because he, like I mentioned, he was a little passive in the beginning of the first round and the second round. So maybe he just needed to get woken up by a hard shot by Cortez.
High intensity, high action round. We're in for a treat. As I told you, do not blink, fight fans. Do not blink.
Gio keeping that jab in Cortez's face.
And a good 1-2 by King Gio there. And Cortez just might have seemed to run out of energy. He burst with energy at the beginning of the round, and now he's just kind of just laying back.
Well, you know what, Chris? Cortez is going back to what he was doing on the first round, where he jumps in with, like we said last time, a fury of punches, does some damage, but, you know, he needs to follow that up.
Yeah, it's very few and far between. And Gonzalez taking a little bit more initiative now, switching to southpaw, which typically means you're a little frustrated, in my opinion, as a boxer.
He ate a left hook right there.
I agree with you, Chris. When they
As
start
Cortez
turning
walks away.
southpaw, they're trying to find something.
Oh,
As
nice.
they punch after the bell.
And Cortez says, "Let's go, bring it."
And here we go, as they promised. They want the knockout. We still have 4 rounds left. As we close the second round, it was an exciting exciting round. And I want to take the time, guys, to shout out to our friends in Lagos, Nigeria, Orakwe Blessings and her team. They are 7 hours ahead of us over there. This young lady became a Toscano Boxing Promotion fan watching global sports streaming videos. She found Toscano Boxing Israel Guajardo on Facebook. Thank you and your team for tuning in. We really do appreciate you guys.
I have a question. Stockton versus Tijuana. As we see the replay of the exchange, huge exchange as we start round number 3. So here's my question to you guys. Tijuana versus Stockton. Is this high action fight a surprise to you?
Absolutely not. You have two fight towns. You know, obviously Tijuana is world known for being a fight town. Stockton is coming up to being recognized as a fight town, you know, in the United States. We know them. You know, we got the Diaz brothers. I always mention the Stockton slap.
Stockton slap.
If you keep looking at me like that, Dylan, you're going to get the Stockton slap.
So it is time. It is time to enter the chalupa meter once again. I'm giving 3 chalupas for this fight this far. 3 chalupas. Great fight.
What's the max chalupas, Gerardo?
A zillion. A zillion.
A zillion.
A zillion chalupas.
So we're very low on the chalupa meter as Cheche Cortez lands a good shot on Giovannie Gonzalez, but still moving back.
Ooh, nice 1-2 combination to the body.
Yeah. And it seemed to get Cheche Cortez attention there. And he goes back to the same combination, adding a hook at the end of it.
Changing levels. King Gio is changing levels.
Now, Cortez seems to be doing the same strategy, which is moving back, allowing Gio to throw his combinations, and then going in there with a bunch of punches, and then moving again. Right there where he's standing in front of Gio, he needs to act. He needs to have a jab of his own, and I just stand in front of Gio.
I noticed how Cheche Cortez's mouthpiece is like kind of halfway out. What reading do you guys make out of this?
Well, the mouthpiece that he has is those mouthpieces, personally, I don't like those. They're kind of tough to breathe through.
It's a double mouthpiece, if I'm not mistaken, right, Dylan?
Yeah, it looks like the ones that you put into the water and you mold, and it has that little slit in the middle that you have to breathe through.
Yeah, definitely not the easiest mouthpiece to breathe out of, especially in a professional boxing fight. You know, they're scheduled to go 6 rounds.
Nice overhand right for Cheche.
It didn't seem to phase Gonzalez as Gonzalez continues to pressure.
Just keeping that jab active.
And nice body
by
shot.
Gio.
And I believe he thinks he hurt him because he's putting on the pressure to close the round. And a good counter leg hook landed by Cortez. And there is no punching after the bell here in the 3rd round.
This is a fight.
This is a very good fight. We got to thank Toscano Boxing Promotions, Best in Boxing, Global Sports Streaming.
And a huge shout out to Matt Walton, XFC Australia, New Zealand. They're 13 hours ahead of us. Matt and Toscano, they became friends through mutual friends, Bradley Cummings of Ipswich, Queensland. The story goes, one of Toscano Boxing team members was on a 3-day cruise, Chris, wearing a promotional t-shirt, and Cummings commented that he liked the shirt and was a boxing fan. And in true Toscano Boxing Promotion style, he gave it to him. Thank you, Matt Walton, XFC, and Bradley Cummings for tuning in. We do this for you guys.
That's awesome, man. The fact that we can reach a worldwide audience here with Best in Boxing. This is awesome. This is great, man. This is, you know, I'm excited about the bouts. I'm excited about who we can reach, how far we can reach, the internet today, bringing you a good bout here. King Gio Gonzalez, Brandon Cheche Cortez.
Gio with the jab. Good overhand right by Gio.
As Gonzalez continues to pressure.
Gonzalez is keeping that jab in Cortez's face. If he uses that jab and then takes it to the body, or fakes that jab and takes it to the body, he's gonna
No cale,
put
no cale los
Cortez
dos.
in some
Vámonos,
trouble.
limpio.
Well, he's only like a couple of yards away
Box,
from us,
boy,
so
fuera,
hopefully
fuera,
he
fuera,
hears
limpio,
you
vámonos.
and does
Venga,
his
vámonos,
own
venga.
adjustments.
Good punch combination by Cortez.
Good exchange by both fighters. So Gonzalez needs to keep that right hand up because Cortez likes to counter with that hook, and he seemed to have got him at the end of that last
Limpio, limpio.
round.
Vámonos, fuera los dos, fuera los dos. Venga.
And once again, he did it there, but not too much effect.
Good uppercut by Cortez.
Right between Gonzalez's gloves.
Another 1-2 between the gloves. Another 1-2 between the gloves. And Cortez seems a little weary, and he still has 2.5 rounds left.
Cortez right now is walking around using the ring. If Gonzalez can cut the ring off and put him in one of the corners, he's going to put Cortez in a troubling spot.
As Cortez seems to smile. I don't know if we could, I believe it's a smile, or maybe he's having a hard time holding that mouthpiece in his mouth.
Giovanni is still intense, relaxed, very relaxed. High-paced fight, a lot of action, a lot of combination, give and take, but yet he's relaxed.
You know what, Gerardo? I do see the fact that he is relaxed. I would like him to turn up the volume just a little bit, though. There's a problem with being too relaxed. And I could attest to that in my career, sometimes being too relaxed. You know?
I
That
agree
makes
with
sense.
Chris. I agree with Chris. I feel Gio, if he picks up the pace, has an opportunity to put Cortez out, but he's staying too calm, being too careful.
He's very passive right now. He needs to turn up the heat. And they were close to
Good
throw in
exchange.
again after the bell, and a very good exchange between both fighters. As we take a look at the camera here, looking at Villalobos just hanging out from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Jorge Pajarito Villalobos hanging out before his main event bout here tonight.
Talk about relaxed, right?
Yeah.
Where's his margarita? It should
it's
be
fine.
around there
Look,
somewhere.
It's fine to relax there where you're on the couch. You cannot relax in the ring like Gio Gonzalez is doing a little bit too much. As we see the exchange from both fighters here.
Tough round to score. How do you have it this far?
Well, the truth is, I'm not scoring it, but the tell of the fight, I believe, is somewhat even. Like I wouldn't give the fight yet to
Vámonos.
either fighter. So I'm gonna go out on the limb and say 2-2 with the last 2 rounds up for grabs.
I'll say
I agree,
this.
Chris.
More and more chalupas as we enter the 4th round.
It may or may not stick.
20 seconds in the 5th round as King Gio is throwing his left jab, setting up the pace. Hopefully setting up some combinations. Nice
Good
side.
uppercut, and it seemed to have hurt Cheche there for a second. He comes back and he holds.
Nice sidestep, right? Then he throws the uppercut.
Very good sidestep. get out of your opponent's view and hit him with a shot he doesn't see. And that's what happened there.
Let's see if Gio does it again.
And a little desperation from Cortez, throwing that overhand right, easily evaded by Gonzalez.
Stop.
And a pause here by the referee. There's a little bit of tape hanging off of King Gio Gonzalez's glove. And as Cheche Cortez stands here in front of us, he seems to have trouble holding in that mouthpiece, guys. We see it here. Maybe you can see a little bit from the angle that we have here. It's a little far away, but he's having a hard time keeping that in his mouth as he pushes it in with his glove, as we see him now.
Cortez receiving some instructions from his corner to move his waist, to not stand still in front of Gio.
And that's what he's doing. That's why those shots are landing by King Gio Gonzalez. Cheche Cortez not showing too much head movement, which is being asked by the corner. A good 1-2 by King Gio Gonzalez. And a good uppercut right hand by Cheche Cortez. And the corner pleading with Cheche Cortez to throw more shots, to throw. As we can hear everything, as we have no audience here, you hear the corners.
You know, and that reminds me, Chris.
Nice right hand.
That was a good right hand by Cortez.
It seemed to have wobbled Gonzalez there for a second, forcing him to hold on. And there goes the overhand right, and a good hook by Gonzalez, and we're starting to pick up the fight once again. But it seems as though Gonzalez might be a little bit weary from that shot landed by Cortez.
And yet he throws, and yet he comes.
He's keeping that jab out there. That's what he should do.
As he walks forward, you're right, Gerardo. He's walking forward, throwing that jab, landing a good jab there is Gonzalez. And what I mentioned earlier, stop being so passive.
Ooh, nice
good
overhand
right. So closing the round, and again with the overhand right once again. Gerardo, I'd hate to be in your shoes right now to be scoring this round especially, but I'm going to swing it to you. How do you have this fight scored
Tell you
so
what,
far?
I threw my scorecard paper down the drain. I'm not willing. I'm just enjoying the fight because I am in full fan mode right now. A zillion chalupas, Tijuana versus Stockton. This is boxing.
Hey, I'll tell you guys, Gerardo's not lying. When they both got wobbled, he threw his scorecard out of into space, man.
Yeah, this is definitely a hard bout to score.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power for power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the Best in Boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Here we go, final round.
And hoping that King Gio Gonzalez picks up the pace
voy.
here
Fuera,
as his
fuera.
opponent looks a little bit weary, does Cortez. Trying to take that undefeated record is Gonzalez. Cheche Cortez trying to hang on.
So if I am in King Gio's corner, what I would say is, this is not your hometown. Throw more punches. Try to take it home.
as King Gio Gonzalez turns him around. Referee does not approve. And both corners pleading with their fighters, as we can hear everything they're saying, for more shots, for more shots.
And talking about we can hear both corners. Both fighters can hear both corners.
Ooh. But maybe the only difference is that Brandon Cheche Cortez, being from Tijuana, may not understand the English being spoken from Gonzalez's corner. But either way, they're both pleading the exact same thing. Come forward, throw shots. Come forward, throw shots. It should be an interesting last minute to see who's able to win this fight. I'd hate to be a judge because this fight is
Exchange jabs.
is very close.
Very close, a lot of punches, a lot of action. It's a tough one to score. Keep in mind, Cheche is the local.
Yes. The visitor all the way from Stockton, California. King Gio Gonzalez. As we approach the final 30 seconds of the round, of the fight. And it seems as though both fighters feel the urgency. Definitely King Gio Gonzalez does. Landing good shots. Good shot landed there by Cortez. Solid left hook. Does not keep King Gio off of it.
Good back and forth action. Last 30 seconds.
And a good close to our third bout of the evening.
That's a tough one to score, Chris.
It's definitely a tough one to score. I'd hate to be a judge here. You know,
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. They both said, I'm going out there for a knockout, and they did not disappoint. It was nonstop action from the start. And you could tell. You could tell they don't like each other. I was actually going to mention one of the rounds where they were throwing punches a little bit after the bell.
A little bit after the bell.
That it's good we have interviews in the locker room because we may have to take the fight there.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 6 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. El juez, Judge Carlos de la Rocha, he scores it 58 to 56, 58-56, a favor de Cortez. And both judges, Sergio Lechuga and Jesse Hernandez, have the same scores. Coinciden estos dos últimos jueces en tarjetas 57-57. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we have a majority draw. Tenemos un empate mayoritario.
Just like we said, Chris, that fight looked like a draw.
You know what? It definitely felt like a draw. The judges, I believe, got it right. You know, it's definitely a shame for both fighters. And